I have to say that Reunion Weekend is one of my favorite events of the year because I am able to hear graduates from 5 years out, from 55 years out, and everybody in between, and more, talk about the special relationships they have had with teachers who were so influential in shaping who these graduates have become. And I know that Henry Large is one of the teachers who have shaped many, many lives under this tent. So it is fitting that tonight we are going to be celebrating Henry Large's 45 years at St. Mark's.
Much has been made of Henry's colorful language in talking about his students, what he would call us, the way he would describe us. On the face of it, you might say it was a little bit denigrating. However, the way he said it made you know at the same time that he cared about you and that he loved you. And that meant all the difference. It was a tremendous gift. It is no surprise that the Alumni Executive Council unanimously voted to award Henry with the school's Service Award. The St. Mark's Service Award is, quote, to be awarded by the Executive Committee of the Association of St. Mark's School to an individual who has made an extraordinary contribution to the school. This award is intended to honor and encourage the St. Mark's tradition of service, even after a student, or in this case a faculty member, has graduated. This award will be made only as often as a worthy recipient has been identified. I think you'll agree that there is no one more worthy than Henry. To present Henry with this award, Bruce, are you with me? Oh, you're right here. God love you. Present Henry with this award is trustee and AEC president Bruce Wilson from the St. Mark's class of 1954. Bruce?
Thanks, John. Henry, we looked long and hard to find an appropriate gift for you to represent this award. We could not, however, find any good dissertations on the life cycles of weasels and rats. But what we did find is a first edition print of the personal memoirs of Ulysses S. Grant. These were written in the final days of Grant's life and were seen through publication by a fella you may have heard of named Mark Twain. Henry, we're proud to give you this as representing the Service Award of the Association of St. Mark's School.
So give a big hand for Porky Clark.
You know what I think Henry really wanted to be. This is honest. I think he wanted to be Jiminy Cricket. Now, I don't know whether there's old timers here that know what Jiminy Cricket was, but he was Pinocchio's humorous conscience, and he followed Pinocchio and helped Pinocchio in Pinocchio's travel. Jiminy Cricket, and I think Henry would like to be right here on one of his people's shoulders and whisper in his ear. I can imagine Henry in a car with one of his people who was driving the car, and Henry would be there whispering, and he'd say, "Hey, you're heading for a cliff. Do you think you want to stop? Or do you want to play Thelma and Louise?" And if that car went over the cliff, Henry would be happy to go with it.
I know I don't have anything earth-shattering to offer tonight, nothing you don't already know about Henry, but I stand here this evening wanting to represent all those St. Markers who have been touched by Henry's strong sense of empathy, his compassion for the outsider, for the misfit, the underdog, and his identification and solidarity with those in the minority. When I came here in the late summer of 1976, I rounded the corner on Main Street, coming around the corner to Marlborough Road, and I looked across the fields, and I began to understand that I had come to start school in 18th century England. And I pulled up to the quad in the car and got out, and I had on my best Sunday go-to-meeting black suit, my mother had assured me that this was the proper dress for my introduction. Not surprisingly, the group of students playing cloister ball and running around the quad that day had doffed their black suits and dressed down into khaki and Madras shorts, Izod Lacoste polo shirts with a little crocodile, and boat shoes. But I was mortified by the way I was dressed, and luckily, that's when Henry Large showed up. And he came over and gave me a warm handshake and a big smile, and he must have said something like, "Hi, Mike, Mr. Large, welcome." I knew things were going to be okay for me right then, and then he put his arms around me and he added something like this: "Let me introduce you to some of the knuckleheads you'll be living with here."
But my first recollection of Henry, believe it or not, was of a paper I wrote for him in fourth form theology. So this paper, I don't really remember what it was about, but I remember it was supposed to be a 3-pager on some aspect of the Bible. I remember that it seemed appropriate to me at the time to quote in its entirety all the who begat whoms that marked the transition from the Old to the New Testament, which turns out to be about 2.8 of the required 3 pages in a fourth former's handwriting. Something I thought was a pretty brilliant use of the text at the time. I was a little surprised to receive an E. That's not E for excellence, that's E for F here at St. Mark's on the paper, and just one comment in bold letters: "Really?" The lesson for me as an educator, career educator, couldn't have been clearer or more all about Henry. It's not about the game or the tent or the classroom or the faculty. Being taught is about you, whoever you are, and whatever the hell you're doing. And yes, it is a lot of fun. So Henry, this is what you've done, and brilliantly. Many, many kids and the adults they became know what the hell they are doing simply because of what the hell you've been doing. I'm one of those, and I'm endlessly thankful for you and for all you've done.
On behalf of the alumni body, Henry, this was what it was written, but I still can't call you Henry, so Mr. Large or Coach Large, we would like to present you with this keepsake book, a compilation of letters, memories, and stories written over the past 6 months by alumni, parents, colleagues, and friends of St. Mark's, whose lives you have touched. You have made an incredible impact on so many people through your wisdom, humor, strength, grace, and this book represents a small sampling.
It's an honor to be out here with you on Belmont Field, where I spilt a lot of blood, sweat, and tears for you and Porky, and then my boys spilled some blood, sweat, and tears for you a couple years ago. What a run, fantastic. You taught us to love and learn and care about other people. It really has been a tremendous relationship when I was a student with you and as a trustee as well. And knowing that you were going to shepherd my kids through this place as well made it so special to me. So I'm happy tonight to announce the establishment of the Henry Large Scholarship Fund. This scholarship is going to provide an enduring legacy for Henry's 45 years of commitment to this school and its students. And in particular, it's going to be focused on helping deserving students who can bring diversity to this school and really do deserve to be here to have the kind of education that Henry wants for kids.
Everybody sing this last chorus with us together. Come on.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you have the time of your life.
To Mr. Large.